Hello everyone, I'm Nathan Campos. Thank you for being here. I like drawing. I like drawing superheroes, anime characters, robots, cars. I love it. Buildings, I'm working on buildings, but eventually I will get a lot better at drawing buildings. I have been published before. I've been published in Labishka Inc. With Alejandro Gamboa's Monty Gomez as the Luchador. And all that was digital during that time. All those comics were made digitally. I did 4 issues, 5 covers. Today I'm going to be using some paper and pencil. I have a Zebra M301. It's a 5mm brush, pencil. And this pencil is great because it has some 4H lead in it, which is light enough to erase and not too visible on camera. And this is a Pentel 120 A3DX. Is a 9mm. Okay. Today, I really want to draw Hulk fighting Hulkbuster. So I could either do this, or I could do this, or this. Just depends on what I'm feeling, what I like right now. Sometimes you could see and visualize like the figure as it is, or other times you just kind of have to really sit with it. A lot of people thumbnail. I do like thumbnails every once and then, but I think today is really just go for it. Just go for it. And I don't know where it's gonna go. I just know it's gonna go, and just gonna let the lines speak for themselves. A lot of these sketches usually end up a little bigger or smaller than how I intended or thought about, and I really like the just free flow and free form of it all when it comes to just being able to like have fun with it and just explore shapes and dynamics. And like right now these are going to be the jet propellers for the Hulkbuster as it charges right into Banner, or excuse me, Hulk, not Puny Banner. And yeah, so it's just going to be, and Hulk is just this force, and I'm going to have to cut off a couple or remove a couple shapes or limbs every once and then, just because I need to reform what I'm seeing. And a lot of the Hulkbuster is really going to be just probably the fist, I'm thinking, or maybe an elbow. It really depends, because I just want this to have a lot of energy and style. There's no big grand story here. I always just found these two to be visually very appealing. And it's always exciting to see. It was really cool to see this in Age of Ultron, which came out, God, already 10 years ago. So time really flies when in the world of comic books, and especially with the Marvel Universe as a grander thing, but that's its own topic. Back to drawing. I just stop saying it's a bad habit, I know. I'm working on it. There's a lot of detail that can go into the Hulkbuster, and when you look at the comic, a lot of it is really just bulb shapes. There's just so much to draw, to look at, to see. Lay out a couple buildings, get my handy dandy ruler. You never know when you need it. I think perspective is going to be probably somewhere over there, so I'm going to have to just do rough layouts. Just kind of work with that, with what it is, and make this the gunfight at OK Corral, because it's going to be, tight spaces, small area, a couple buildings here and there. Throw a little space in there just so people know it's separate. Anyway, okay. Back to the battle of it all. Drawing has really been this wonderful outlet for me as someone who's always kind of been inside his own head and imagined a lot as a kid and never really knew how to express it. And at that time, this was the early 2000s, comic books and superheroes and manga really weren't as well regarded or well received. So more often than not, it was still the leftover remnants of the, being the comic book nerd, being the nerd that likes comics. And since then things have changed thanks to popular culture and films and Iron Man and Batman, The Dark Knight. So seeing the culture shift from one that was very uninterested in comics and more interested in other things, I really can't say what captivated people at that time, because I was really just so closed off from it and just wanted to be as far away from the popular culture and popular media at the time, to now. I remember when the first Iron Man came out, and I had started drawing Iron Man in 2008. It was really terrible illustration, but it wasn't bad for a 13-year-old me, the kid that never really spoke in class or knew what to say to people. And people started talking to me. They were like, wow, it's a really neat Iron Man drawing. That's a good Iron Man drawing. To which I would say thank you, because people never really spoke to me all that much. I did have friends, but definitely not the usual crowd of people. I was always definitely an outsider, and not the ordinary individual. Definitely wasn't the first picked on the basketball team, but I could draw, I could think, I can imagine, and eventually I did find my tribe, and I'm grateful to have the tribe that I have and the support system, my lovely fiance, Fatima. And I would say these people in my life that I have now are part of the reason why I still create to this day, because they just motivate me, inspire me, and give me such drive to continue and to try and to put forth great effort and just go for it. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, just try it and then learn from it. And if you fail, learn from it. And I've failed quite a bit in life, so just go for it. Don't be afraid. My brother, who's 9 years older than me, exposed me to a lot of great comic book material, whether it's Spawn, X-Men the Animated Series, all the Image comics, Wildcats, Jim Lee's artwork, all these different amazing illustrations and artists and influences that, I still have all of those influences in me. Todd McFarlane especially. Michael Golden was a later addition to the palette, but they all lifted from Art Adams, Michael Golden, and really incredible artists, not just of their time, but just hallmark styles, house styles, and visuals that they were able to really captivate audiences with. there's so much rich material and draftsmanship and style that they had that it's a delight to look at. When you can go back and see the work that they did, it's nuts. There you go. And I would say all these things have really come into the forefront of where I'm at now as an artist. I would say I'm not as detail oriented as I had used to be in my younger days, where I was really just trying to impress people. Nowadays, I would say I'm just trying to find a nice rhythm and really just doing this in my off time and make the most of the time that I have with creativity and with art. And my brother is one of the people he's one of the best artists I had ever known, ever seen, ever, had the been so fortunate enough to grow up with someone like that had such a powerful creative and artistic vision. And, it captivates you, it motivates you, it drives you. And definitely awakened a creativity and a passion for comics and art that I didn't even realize I had until 2007. So there's a grand lore to wanting to become a comic book artist or just being an artist in general. I am not the perfect artist, definitely not the perfect artist by any stretch of the imagination, but I do like to draw, and I think that's important. In 2021, I did run into a bit of a health scare, unfortunately due to a shoulder strain or shoulder injury that I had gotten. I had been drawing the Luchador comic for the better part of almost 2.5, 3 years at that time, because I had started in 2018. And my shoulder was really giving me a lot of pain and a lot of injury, and this part of my hand had become swollen and irritated, and it was not a good time. And I ultimately had to walk away from the comic, unfortunately. And it was a great comic. It was a great opportunity. Alejandro Gamboa. Can't say enough nice things about him. He's just a solid dude. And, it was real heartbreak when I had to step away, and I was really sad about that. And I can say that in that moment, I kind of felt defeated, like I had really just lost such a great opportunity and a great chance to really just become the artist that I was hoping to become. And when your body is screaming at you and you have so much that you want to prove and make and create, but your body is just a contradiction to you and to itself, that you ultimately just kind of have to give way. And I definitely gave way, and there was a lot of other issues going on. We'll get into that, but yeah, and it was just really a cascade of things that had happened at that time. But now, after all those years, committing to wanting to create more consistently and better material, better content that hopefully other people enjoy, is really what I'm after. Is just making sure that other people enjoy what I do, and if people enjoy what I do, then awesome. Like, that's the dream, you know. If people like your work, if people really enjoy what it is that you make, and you know, doesn't happen often, but when it does, hey, cheers, thank you. And to everyone that's subscribed, that has joined this channel, that has been involved, that has commented anything and everything that you guys have done, it really means the world to me, and it means a lot as someone that had stepped away from artwork for so long and, you know, was damn near close to giving it all up. And with the prospect of AI and all these other ridiculous and stupid programs that are really just trying to take over work from artists and from creatives, I think being able to create by hand, to do something with your own physical and personal abilities, it makes the difference. It reaches an audience, it carries weight, it holds weight, it holds water, and it matters. What you do matters, what you create matters. And even if no one's looking, no one's watching, there's someone out there that is happy that you're doing this. That as long as you're not hurting anyone, definitely don't hurt anyone. But what you create, what you do matters. And that's the magic of it all. Life plus meaning equals the magic equation. Yeah, I think that's a Grant Morrison quote or something. I will eventually delve into Grant Morrison in a much more grandiose and in-depth conversation, because there's a lot to unpack there. That's a whole bag of cats to venture through. Yeah, but not mad about this. This is coming out okay. Probably just needed to do a little more research, especially with the Hulkbuster. So many freaking details probably added into it. These are what I call the Brian Hitch gears. So I'm gonna have to add a little rotator right here, and then do this little thing right here. So it's like a rotator inside of it, and then I have these. Boom, 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 boom. Throw another line here. Throw another line here. Boom, boom, boom. So it's almost like Kirby patterns, except it's more mechanical. It's more rotational. There we go. Finish out the leg. Want a couple more panels, more frames into it. And I'll probably just black that out in ink later on. Ordinarily, a lot of artists use a 4H pencil to block it out and use the broad side of it. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those on hand. I'd have to get that out of probably have to dig through one of my art boxes or toolkits to do all that, but for now we're just sticking with the lead pencil and hoping for the best. I like these vents. Cool vents. So there we go. Throw a couple bolts in here. Bolt 1, bolt 2, bolt 3, bolt 4. I'll figure out where to put the rest in the meantime. Right now, focus on the knuckles. One of the first, I guess, acrylic paintings I had ever attempted to, and I feel really bad about this because I did a painting of a frame from the 2007 Transformers film of a Autobot. There's a character named Ratchet that shoots a tank Decepticon in the face with his pistol, and I just loved that frame so much because there was so much dynamics, movement, and action in that sequence, and I tried painting that onto a oh man, the artist community is gonna hate the shit out of me for this one. I drew that on a piece of binder paper, lined binder paper. I drew that on a piece of lined binder paper, and I'm pretty sure there's some artists ripping their hair out right now. I won't pay for the toupee. I recommend Rogaine if you want to put your hair back together. But that's what I did because I was that much of an idiot, and I was really just trying to chase after the vision. I was trying to figure out how they made such a thing happen. Obviously, ILM was the company behind it all, and doing all that really cool action animation for the robots and all. But man, it looked really cool. And that kind of started the chase for greater artistic improvement and being able to see something and being able to draw it. Nowadays, I'm more so chasing after being able to envision something and then drawing it, which is why a lot of my videos, I really just go for it. I don't stop and think like, maybe I should frame it like this, maybe I should do that. And it's always hindsight that bites me in the ass. After I've drawn such a thing, or drawn a full composition, and that's always a headache in of itself, but I try not to let it get to me. So, yeah. That's just where I'm at. Alright, let's draw the Hulk. Crunched nose, small, big forehead, yes. Angry brow, yes. Crazy eyes, absolutely. This is the part that gets me, the open mouth. How do you do an open mouth without it looking like he's smiling? Yeah, that's when you know I got a lot to learn. Did a Lobo drawing. It's terrible. Terrible drawing that I did. But it's okay, there's room for improvement. There we go. Angry. So angry. Man, he's so angry. Look at the Hulk, he's so angry. He's just so angry at life. It's like, dude, you're the one that went out there. No, I'm kidding. You're the one that exposed yourself to gamma rays, bro. No, he didn't. He did it for a good cause. Give him some bushy eyebrows, too. Draw some bushy eyebrows. Have bushy eyebrows. Fuck it. Give him bushy eyebrows. Full head of hair. I think they shaved his head at one point back in like 2009 or something. Or no, not even that. 2001. They shaved his head for one of the comic book series. There we go. Veins. Put it on the traps. Big, crazy looking traps. They just got big shoulders, torso, chest, abdomen. It's kind of similar to another composition that I did of Dobby, but that's okay. It's fine. probably just gonna have him close fist like he's running at him. And I'll just do close fist, it's not a big deal. It's fine. I'll deal with that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Abs, because you gotta have abs. He's a beefy guy, giant dude. I have to go to the gym. Fucking dumb. There we go. Put his kneecap here. Put his calf here, thereabouts. Put his foot somewhere around there. There's the kneecap. There you go. There you go. Drawing muscles is really easy because it's just a bunch of swirls. And especially if it's the Hulk, it doesn't always have to make sense. Probably put veins on him or something. Do I really want to try that hard right now? Do I want to go maximum effort? Am I feeling maximum effort? Am I feeling that right now? Let's see, I'll put a little shading right here because his traps are connected here. Hair. This could be the Red Hulk, depending on his haircut. He always has so many different hairstyles, whether it's long hair or short hair. Okay. Start defining the lines a little more. Let's get serious, guys. Let's get serious. You know? Pinky toe. Not pinky toe. Not pinky toe. Not pinky toe. Big toe. There you go. Alright. Well, that's going to conclude this little foray video into a sketch project that will eventually turn into a short clip. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, have a good one, guys. Adios.